Good morning. I have decided that I will bring a message every single week for you. And the message this morning is about change. You know, change is very uncomfortable. It pushes us right out of our comfort zones. But change also at this time is very necessary. We cannot take the baggage of the old world with us into the new. And we have now moved in a totally new timeline. We are in a totally new existence as we already are in the fifth now. That means that the old systems and the old things just won't work anymore. And it works also within us. You know, all the old patterns and all the old comfort zones and all the old things that you ever created in this life now are null and void. And a lot of this also includes relationships. It's relationships in the sense that we also then bring that relationships into a new paradigm. And often the old contracts that we had before are now null and void. We have worked through all the things that we need to do. Through forgiveness, we let go of it, and then we free ourselves and we free the others. And that's a daily business because a lot of these things are now coming to the fore that were deeply buried within our psyche and our subconscious mind, and we didn't even realize it's there. And this can come from other past lives too, because we're releasing those past lives too. You know, on the 5th of July 2020, by divine decree, all karma has been released. But the thing is, we can choose to still play out the old patterns because we won't let go. It's a matter of letting go and understanding that in this new world, those patterns are null and void. But if we choose to stay in those old negative patterns and repeat the same old things over and over again, that is our choice. The only thing is now that we are being pushed into that new. And a lot of souls are going to feel this now because a huge awakening is now on parallel levels going to happen in the next few months. As everybody is going to be pushed out of their comfort zones, and that includes everybody. But the beauty of it is that through being pushed out of your comfort zones, you've got to find new things that work for you. And it is a heart opening. You know, this morning I was just lying in bed and I was just asking that the power of love enters me into all and everything, into every DNA strand and every cell and every part and particle of my physical, emotional, mental, spiritual bodies and all my spine too. And I felt such a deep, deep, deep love and compassion for humanity at this time, but not just for humanity, but for all of life. I have communicated with the animals telepathically, and I communicated with them, and they always told me, you know, it's humanity that brought the fences in. It's humanity that brought the boundaries in. We need to be free. Like the elephants always tell me, you know, we walk the old elephant paths. And as we walked them, we opened up the energy lines of the earth. We kept them healthy. Because that is our job. That is what we were created for. And to me, the elephants brought such a beautiful lesson also about caring for each other. They are matriarchal society. And the matriarch will always make sure that everybody in the herd is looked after. They communicate with rumbles, which to me is the most beautiful thing because it's almost sonic. And there's a beautiful excerpt from Llyall Watson's book on the Elephantom. It's an old book, but if you can get your hands on that book, then please read it, where he records where an whale matriarch and an elephant matriarch were communicating with each other, and he witnessed it at Kranshoek, which is not just the other side of here. And the matriarch, the elephant matriarch, was the last of her kind, because they killed all the elephants here. By 1858, there were no elephants left except a handful in the Neisner forest. Since then, there's only one elephant left. That's what humans do when they start encroaching on nature and also just, cut down forests and cut down everything. And we never think of where the animals are supposed to go. All that has got to change. But what Llyall Watson in his book so beautifully describes is how the whale matriarch and the elephant matriarch were communicating with each other. And the one matriarch was helping the other matriarch to deal with the pain of losing, their tribe, of using that which makes them one. To me, this is an example of what's happening now. We're getting back to the state where we will be in unity and oneness once more. But if we still have grudges, or we still think that, judge other people and judge ourselves, we are not in harmony, we're not in balance, because we are imbalanced here. It's the wholeness that's returning, and that wholeness is always love. It's a deep opening of the heart to realize that an elephant or a lion, even an insect like a bee or a butterfly, are part of us. Every plant, every tree, every blade of grass. Have you ever run your fingers through a blade of grass and actually felt it and smelt it? I remember as children we always used to do that because we went for long hikes in nature. It was just the way I was brought up. And even, in the midst of Zululand where we once were, it was just beautiful. But to me, it brought me the essence of what nature is and a deep caring of nature. And when you start to connect with nature in a deeper sense, you realize that all of life is perfectly balanced and in harmony as it is. The ecosystems work perfectly. Go and meditate under a tree and put your back against the trunk of a tree. And then you start becoming that tree. You realize that tree is alive with life. It gives a life force not only to itself, but to the birds, to the insects, to the tiniest wonderful ecosystems that there is, and nothing is out of place. When you walk in the forest here, what's still the natural forest that is preserved, luckily, because of some people at foresight, to keep this in the national parks. To me, the most beautiful thing is that when a tree falls over, always life sprouts of it. Some of the trees have got branches coming out of it, although the tree stump is on the ground. Nature always strives to bring life and life force in even greater ways. And to me, that is the blessing of this time, that we get out of whatever we were before and we are being reborn into a totally new life. That is my deepest wish for you, that the love within your soul will carry you through so that you are prepared to leave all the remnants of the old behind and start a totally new life, a new beginning. So great love to you for this day and blessings. Thank you.